and we will go ahead and get started. So if you did not have a chance to be on last week's meeting where Jessica spoke on the leadership ladder, I highly recommend that you go back and listen to that call, because it really broke down how you advance your business forward, and it's going to make tonight's call make a little bit more sense. But again, all of those calls are in Team VIP. We also post links in our Google Drive as well, so you can always refer back to them. So I will go ahead and get us started on tonight's. Maybe, let's see. Okay, so tonight I'm going to be talking about building a strong organization and what that looks like, where you start, where you want to go, and then we'll open it up for questions at the end like we always do. So how do you go about building a strong organization? So first, I always think it's important to begin with the end in mind. So always go in, whether you are a new coach who signed up yesterday or you've been in this business for a year, and if you haven't taken time to really sit down and think, okay, where do I want this to go? What do I want the end goal to look like? I strongly suggest you do that. Take some time this week and to really set down what is it that I want to accomplish. So looking at team culture. So we have Team VIP here, which is fabulous. But at the end of the day, I don't want all of you to be on Team VIP for life. So I want you to be thinking, okay, what is it that when I obviously will always be a part of Team VIP, but I want you to be thinking about when I'm the leader of my own team, what do I want that to look like? You know, when Jessica and I sat down and we were like, we want to have a team of women who empower each other, who really buy into the abundance mentality of here's what's working for me, let me share it. And just to be empowered by positive, supportive, uplifting women. That's what we wanted our culture to be. And I feel as though that's what it is. And I love it. You know, when we had our team retreat and I got to meet a lot of you that I'd never actually met in real life, it was like, wow, I just love this person. And oh my God, I really love her. And we would be really good friends if we like lived close. But of course, because this is one of those businesses where you get to choose who you work with. And that's wonderful. So really thinking about that team culture, what does that vision look like? Another thing that I did not really understand, and I'm just starting to come around to recognizing the difference, is am I looking to build income in this business, or am I looking for the rank and recognition? So we're going to get through in the later part of this call on what rank looks like, becoming a ruby and a diamond and a star diamond and a superstar diamond, and what are all those things mean. But at the end, and as you move further along in your business, we can talk about this as well. But there are some people who know my goal is never to become a 15-star diamond. It's just not something that I aspire to be. My goal is to really create a income for myself, and I don't really need, you know, the hoopla and the recognition of being a 15-star diamond. So you got to kind of think about that, because how you build your business is going to determine where you place people and what your end goal for that looks like. And then again, long-term vision. You know, we know that my vision isn't necessarily the same as yours, and that's okay. Maybe you really only want to pay enough for your Shakeology, and that's okay. Or maybe you're looking only to gain, you know, $300 a month, or maybe you want to go full throttle and take this to the utmost limitless income potential there is. So really be thinking about what that looks like, and always beginning with the end in mind. So first things first, as a new coach, what are some things that you should be doing to build a strong organization? So first things first, you should go ahead, if you are married, you should go ahead and sign up a spouse or family member. So that was one of my biggest regrets. If you've been on the calls before, I talk about this. I did not sign up my husband until about month 5. And it was mainly because, hey, if you can just go ahead and mute yourself, that'd be awesome. Mainly because I was like, you know, I was already spending, you know, my Shakeology and my business, $15 a month, my business service fee. And I was like, you know, I don't really want to spend that on Ryan as well. We have 3 kids. They're in daycare. You know, we don't have a lot of disposable income. So in my mind, I was like, I don't really think, I'll just wait until these things take off and we'll go from there. I didn't know that in order to keep him active, all he needed was 50 PV points, which is like, I could have bought a 3-day refresh for $50 and kept him active. Like, I didn't know that. And if I could go back, I would have signed him up. Again, thinking long-term vision, he would have been able to have had all the volume that I have at the top. Again, not that it's the most detrimental thing ever, but that's something that I wish I had done. So if you're not married and you don't have a spouse, sign up your mom. You know, there's one things that I probably should have done too. I should have had my husband on one leg, my mom on the other, and been at Emerald like overnight, but I didn't know those things. So I'm passing them on to you. Same thing, get to Emerald rank. So again, that just means having one coach on your right leg, one coach on your left leg. Again, doesn't matter if it's a spouse, family member, discount coach, your grandmother, your aunt, it does not matter. Just get to Emerald. And why do we want you to get there? Because then is when you can start getting Team Beachbody's matching bonus. So you start banking up on volume. And we'll get into how you get team cycle bonuses in a little bit. But really, that should be your first goal, is to get yourself to Emerald any which way you can. And then the third thing is that you need to learn how to navigate the coach online office. I'm going to show you a little bit of that as well. How to go in and see where your coaches are being placed. I think that's one thing that I did not know. And it was kind of like coaches were being placed and I didn't know where they were going. And that's something that a lot of new coaches make the mistake of. So knowing how to look up that graphical genealogy and how to set preferred placement when you're building your organization. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So this is the first top part, is how to find your coach online office. So hopefully this is just a little reminder for all of us. If you're new, you'll probably be seeing this, but if you go to teambeachbody.com, you can sign in, coach online office, you'll sign in, you'll be good to go. Now, here's the part where I'm actually here. I think I'm under my husband's. But you go to my business, my downline, and graphical genealogy is where you're going to pull up where your placement is going. So if we go to that, I'm under my husband's account here right now, Ryan McAfee. So this is his left leg and this is his right. Now, one thing that I want to note is that a lot of people, we talk about having a strong leg and a weak leg. And people are like, I have no idea what that is, and I have no idea what my strong or weak leg is. If you don't know, ask your upline coach. They will be able to tell you. But another quick way to look is if I'm on myself, let's pretend I'm my husband, Ryan McAfee. If I look up here, left leg volume, right? So this left leg is 560 and his right leg volume is 215. So just looking at this, his left leg is more than his right leg. So I know, okay, my left leg is my strong leg. So I know that I'm probably most likely having coaches being placed for me, helping me build that strong leg. We know we all have a strong leg being on Team VIP, so we're all getting help building that strong leg. But as coaches, we're always responsible for building that weak leg ourselves. So that's a quick way to know if you're not sure which leg is strong or weak. That's a quick way to go and check. And then those numbers are always changing. So if you're not sure what your legs look like, your volume, that's a quick way to go in and tell. Now I went and I'm in my second business center because one thing I want to make sure that you know of. Okay, so notice all these people. None of these have a PS above them. So Ryan, my husband, isn't personally sponsoring any of these coaches. As a new coach, you're like, I have no idea who this Raquel McAfee is. I'm being placed underneath me. Do I need to be worried about that? No. If it doesn't say personally sponsored over here, then you don't need to worry about it. That's just saying, okay, look, these are just coaches that are being placed underneath me. And most likely, if you, again, real quick way to tell if this is your strong leg, if you're having people being placed below you that don't have PS and on top of them, you know that's your strong leg. So that's a good way to show that as well. Okay, so then how do we set preferred placement? So I'm in my second business center. I'm trying to get this one to diamond. This is my strong leg here, and this is considered my weak leg, but I only have 2 coaches here, and I'm really trying to get this spot where I have my 4 coaches. So if you'll see, this little person is outlined in red. That's where I want my next coach to go. So one thing that you always want to remember is you're always going with a far and wide placement, okay? So you always, whether it's on your left or your right, you always want to be placing them on the far outside of your leg. So how do you go and do that? Let's say my little red man was under here to the left of Kelly Grasden, and I'm like, no, that's not where I want my next coach to go. You click on that person, and it'll say, this has been selected for preferred placement. Do you want to save this change? And you click OK. Again, always going for far outside placement. If for some reason your downline is wonky and it's not far and wide, that's okay. Get with us. We'll get on a Zoom call with you. We'll share our screen so we can see what you're doing to help you set up for long-term success. But if you are a new coach starting, that's what we want you to do. Far outside placement. That way it gives everybody a strong leg of some sort. So the number one question I get from new coaches is, what leg should I place my coaches when I'm starting my business? So here is what Beachbody does as a default. Your first coach that signs up is going to be on your strong leg. They automatically go to that strong leg. The second coach you sign up will be on your weak leg. So Beachbody will have it strong leg, weak leg. So boom, you go ahead and advance to Emerald right off the bat. But then here is the little kicker that I will get most coaches. The default placement is it stays on your weak leg indefinitely until you move it. So for a lot of coaches, myself included, I was trying to build up that weak leg volume so that I could get maximize my team bonus cycle. Well, I didn't recognize that I ended up having like 7 coaches on my weak leg and like 2 on my strong. And had I known that and had I placed them separately, I could have been a diamond sooner. That is a mistake that a lot of people make right off the bat. Coach placement is one of those things that can really have long-term effects on your business. So if you have questions, I stress this all the time, do not hesitate to contact us. If your coach doesn't know, reach out to one of us. We are here to help you with coach placement, because I guarantee I have made a mistake. Jessica's made a mistake. I probably made this mistake twice. So by this point, I know what not to do. So if you have questions on that, let us know. But really, when I get to what the differences look like, we'll have an example of how you should be going in and checking. So then the next one, if you have a business builder, if you have somebody that you think is going to be running with this business and going like, okay, I get it. They see the long-term vision. They're like, let's do this. We suggest you put them on your weak leg. Again, when we get to the team bonus cycle, well, that'll make more sense, but they're probably going to be volume producing coaches. And since we're all responsible for growing that weak leg, we encourage you to really put those volume producing coaches, those that are going to run the business, on that weak leg so they can help you build up your volume. Now, there is a little caveat to that you want at least one business builder on your strong leg as well. So you want to have a business builder on your strong and your weak so that it will help you in advance and rank. Because again, we're going to get to that rank, what that looks like, but you need to have at least one on each side so that you can become ruby, diamond, 2-star diamond, all that good stuff. But let me just tell you, placing people can have huge effects on your business. So kind of a funny story, but kind of not. Melanie Mitro, who is the top Beachbody coach for the 2nd year in a row, she's actually in my uplines, like downline, and she's actually on her strong leg, which is not terrible, but if she was on her weak leg, she was like, I calculated I could be making, it was a ridiculous amount of much more money that she could be making, but she was accidentally placed on her strong leg instead of her weak. And so she's not able to maximize her income potential. So just some things to think about. Again, we're always here to answer your questions. If you have discount coaches, so those people that just love Shakeology, can't get enough of it, but just want to enjoy the discount, we encourage you to put them on your strong. They're not going to be creating a lot of volume, but they're kind of really good placeholders. So we always encourage you to place your discount coaches on your strong leg. And then finally, you want to always check placement. So when somebody says they have signed up as a coach, you want to go into your Coach Online office, check that graphical genealogy, and make sure that where their place is where you want them to be. The good news is you have 5 business days to change coach placement. I did not know that when I was first a coach, and then I was like, oh, well, they signed up. I just kind of have to live with it. But you have 5 business days. You send an email to Coach Relations telling them where you want them to be, and they can be moved. So don't think, oh, somebody just signed up and that's where they are. You always have an ability to do that. In fact, I had a coach, I had them change placement today as well. So always check that so you know that if you need to change it. So I'm going to quickly go over what these ranks look like. Hopefully this is a little bit of a refresher, but sometimes it's good to see it. I'm very much a visual person, so it's very good to see that. So Emerald Coach, like we talked about, you have a coach on both legs, your right leg, your left leg. And then once you become emerald, you start being you're eligible for those team bonus cycles. So what does that mean? So what that means is, I always tell people, I'm not making commission off of my coaches. Like when you sell a challenge pack, I'm not getting a percentage of that, which I think a lot of people have that mindset and why they, think, oh, well, are you making money off of me? No, that's not how it works. It's overall accumulated team volume. So when you have 200 team volume on your strong leg and 100 on your weak leg, Beachbody says, good job, you're helping your team succeed, you're creating team volume. We're going to give you $14 to say thank you, pat you on the back. So you're probably thinking, $14, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, that's not even really going to do anything for me. But I'm telling you right now, those team bonus cycles can really start to add up over time. So that's what it looks like as an Emerald coach. Let me just again explaining the team cycle bonus. There are videos on this. I think Laura has posted as well, but if you YouTube team cycle bonus, there's tons of videos. Beachbody has a great one, but just quickly going over it. So for example, let's say my left leg has 540 in team volume and my right leg has 200 in team volume. So these people, probably sold 5 to 6 challenge packs or more, I don't know. And these people have sold a little bit less on this right leg. So what does that look like? Again, every time I have 200 on my strong leg and 100, I get a team cycle bonus. So if we're looking at 540, I can subtract 200 from this side, 100 from this side. I'm going to get, as an Emerald coach, $14, but I still have some left over, so I can subtract 200 again and 100 again. I get to cycle bonus twice. So as an Emerald coach, I would earn $14 times 2, $28 just on team cycle bonus. So that's not commission, anything I've ever sold. That's just team volume, helping your team be successful and succeed, and Beachbody rewards you for that. Now, one thing that I want to point out, you don't lose this team volume. So as you see, it's like, well, I've ran out on my weak leg, but I haven't run out on my strong leg. That's why we want you to get to Emerald quickly, because that's when you start accumulating this team volume and it never goes away, which is one of those things that I'm like, I can't believe Beachbody does that. They could just be like, all right, got to start fresh next week, but it'll accumulate. And it's kind of like rollover minutes. So it'll wait for you until you build up that right leg or that weak leg again, and then it'll say, okay, you're ready for a team bonus cycle that next week. So that's one of the beauties of how the team cycle bonus works. So moving on to Ruby Coach. In order to be a Ruby Coach, you need to have 2 coaches on each leg, and one of those coaches on each leg needs to be an Emerald. So again, it doesn't matter if they are just signing up a spouse, a husband, whatever. You just want to help them advance their business, help them be eligible for team cycle bonuses. And then when you do that, you advance your business to a Ruby rank, which means your team bonus cycle now bumps up to $16. So again, every time you have 200 team volume on your strong, 100 on your weak, you get $16. So that's another benefit, and it shouldn't take you that long to get to Ruby. Usually what keeps people back from getting into Ruby is having a coach on each leg become Emerald. So again, making sure that you place at least 2 people who you think were going to work the business on separate legs, because what I see a lot of people do at the beginning is they stack coaches on one leg. They have 2 Emeralds on one leg and a bunch of discount coaches on the other, and so they really need to have 2 people on separate legs. And then finally, where we really want to shoot for, where we're striving for, we're doing that 6-week push, is to get you to diamond. So what does this look like? You have 4 coaches on your right leg and at least 4 coaches on your left, as well as having an Emerald on both sides. So here's what happens to a lot of people. They actually kind of skip over Ruby because they'll usually end up having, 4 to 5 coaches on each leg, and maybe an Emerald on one, and they're just waiting for one of their coaches on one leg to become an Emerald. And as soon as they do that, they kind of just bypass. They have enough coaches to become a diamond. That doesn't always happen. For me, I became a Ruby and a diamond, but I know a lot of coaches, they kind of skip over that Ruby and they end up having enough coaches to be diamond. And again, when that happens, your team bonus cycle bumps up to $18, which is awesome. And that $18, I'm telling you, at this point, coaches start creating more volume. The volume starts increasing. You're earning more in a team bonus cycle. Diamond is where you really start to see the momentum in your business. So that's why we push for it, because honestly, that was a big game changer for me, where I started to see my income really start to grow. So that's why we really want you to get there. And again, your coaches can be a mix of business builders. They can be a mix of discount coaches. For me, when I got to Diamond, it was literally, I think I had, obviously I had two business builders. I had Jessica and Genevieve, but I think majority of people that got me to Diamond were discount coaches who just love Shakeology. And I reached out to them and offered them a discount and why they should sign up. And they're like, yeah, sure, absolutely, save money, sign me up. So don't think that you have to have a lot of business builders to do that. You absolutely do not. You just need kind of like placeholders. I hate to say that word, but a lot of times discount coaches are kind of your placeholders. Okay? So once you get to Diamond, let me just tell you this. Once you get to Diamond, yes, it's a fabulous thing, but let me just tell you, you most likely will fall in and out of rank. And I did not know that. I thought, I've arrived, I've become a diamond, I've made it, but it happens. And so this business, maybe one of your emeralds loses a coach, or one of your discount coaches delays shipment on her Shakeology for a couple months, so she goes inactive. It happens. So know that and be okay with it, because I think the first time it happened to me, I felt like the biggest loser in America. Like, oh my God, I worked so hard to get here and now I'm shaky. So if you really want to be a strong diamond, where if for some reason somebody dropped or an emerald fell out of rank, you would still hold your place, here's what we suggest. Having 2 emeralds on each leg. So that's usually probably going to be 2 business builders on each leg, and then 6 coaches on each leg. So this is if you really want to kind of have a safer, stronger diamond, this is what it looks like. Again, this is no guarantee. People come and go, and that's okay. But this is where we really want to push you to get so that you can really be solid in your rank. And then I wanted to move over to what a star diamond is. So Jessica was talking about, as you move forward and star diamond and how you increase income. So once you become a diamond, that again, like I said, that's really when you start to see your income really move forward. You start to build momentum in your business. You're growing a team. That's when you should be thinking about, okay, I'm a diamond coach now. What do I want my team to look like? That's when you should really start thinking about it. And then your goal is to help your coaches get to diamond. Because again, when you get to diamond, your business takes off. How can I help my coaches have their business take off? So star diamond is when you help one of your coaches become a diamond. So then you end up having 5 coaches on one leg, 5 on the other, and then at least one of them becomes a diamond themselves. In order to be a star diamond, your diamond has to hold rank for 6 consecutive weeks. So that's kind of where it gets kind of shaky too, because a lot of times people can hold it for like 3 or 4, and then maybe they drop off, and then you don't qualify as a star diamond. So you have 6 weeks for somebody to hold their diamond to qualify and become an official star diamond coach. Okay? So here's where it gets super fun. So the goal is you should really, at minimum in this business, shoot to become a 2-star diamond. Really, that we sit on these upline calls and we're seeing people make 6 figures, lots of income, and they're at 2-star. When we first started, I thought you had to become a 10-star, 15-star, all these star diamonds, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm ever going to get there. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not necessarily the case. There are people that are doing very, very well in this business and get to 2-star. But here's why the minimum, what I would love for everybody to shoot for is 2-star. Because every quarter as a 2-star and above, Beachbody gives you a quarterly bonus. So they take out 2% of all the bonus cycles earned and distributes them amongst all of the qualifying 2-star diamonds and above, which is super cool. Just for being a 2-star diamond, every quarter they're going to bonus you, saying, good job, you're building a team, you're helping them succeed, you're helping people change their lives. And so this is kind of what you can expect. So the average 2-star quarterly bonus is around $1,000. My one that I received was about $750. And again, just for being 2-star, average 5-star is anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500, 10-star, $10,000 to $15,000, and then the 15-star quarterly bonus is around $30,000 to $50,000. And again, it just kind of depends on how many people are included in the bonus, how the company is growing. But let me just tell you, Beachbody is only going up. I feel like they are just getting started. So being in now is like genius, right? And then the other thing is when you become a 2-star, why I say that's the minimum is because when you become a 2-star, you get to open up another business center, which basically means you get to become a coach underneath yourself, which probably doesn't make sense as you're a new coach of why that matters. But I'm telling you right now, I became a diamond coach and I saw my income jump. When I became a 2-star and I was able to open up another business center, I saw my income jump a lot because I became a coach underneath myself. So I would make commission on anything I sell. I would also have that volume work to my first business center. And it was just like I was able to double dip. It gets really ridiculous. It's crazy. I think Beachbody, again, I always talk about they have such an amazing abundance mentality where they share the wealth. So that really, if nothing else, we want to encourage you to help you get to that 2-star diamond where you have a diamond on one leg and a diamond on the other so that you can be eligible for getting those quarterly bonuses and being able to open up a second business center. Also, one of the benefits when you become a 2-star, they match you with somebody from corporate who meets with you once a month to talk about your goals, how can I help you get there. It's awesome. It's very, very cool. That's where I hope that all of y'all can take your business, and I know that you all can. So just kind of an information there. I didn't know about this until I kind of got there, so now you know. And then finally, I wanted to end with, as you're building your business and building that strong organization, here's what it kind of looks like, a day in the life as a girl boss. I saw this and I was like, yes, absolutely. So it starts out as you're excited, you're gung-ho, like, yes, I can do this, let's go. It's going to be awesome. Then you kind of hit a slope like, okay, this is a little bit harder than I anticipated. And then you have success, you're doing well, you have somebody sign up as a coach, you have an awesome challenge group, it's awesome. And then maybe one of your coaches quits on you and you're like, dang it, I messed up. And then you're like, you know what, that's okay, that's just part of it. You know, I'm going to make sacrifices. I can do this. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to work late. I'm going to work my business. I got it. And then you hit a slump. You know, for me, November was a really hard month where I barely got Success Club by the very skin of my teeth. And it was hard. And, you know, you go through that time where it's like, you know what, this is kind of harder than I anticipated. Maybe I'll just go ahead, quit now, walk away, and I'll go back to life as is. I'm telling you, at some point, if you haven't felt it already, you will feel that. And no, that's normal. Everyone at some point has probably experienced that. And then you have another you're in January and people are excited and they're ready to go. I don't know why I get so down on myself. I'm a rock star coach. I'm the best ever. And then something goes wrong again. I was wrong. This is hard. And then wait a second, my life is great. And this is kind of a day in the life where literally I have like ups and downs in the day, but it's kind of over the course of your journey as a coach. So if you're feeling these things or you have felt them, just know, totally normal. And that's just part of it. You're growing a business, you're building an empire, and it's not all going to be sunshine and roses and a straight line to the top, although I wish it would be. That's just not reality. So finally, I want to lead you with a few things. So how to build your organization. First and foremost, you got to lead yourself. So as a new coach, you may not have anybody on your team, or you may be an emerald and it's your mom and your spouse. And you're like, cool, I'm literally a team of one. And these are kind of just like fake coaches, but it got me to the rank. But that's okay. Lead yourself. You know, Genevieve was just talking about those daily checklist power hour trackers. Use it. You know, you can't control anything else but yourself. So learning how to lead yourself, do the simple disciplines of what you know needs to be done to help propel your business forward is only going to help you set the pace and be a good leader for your future team and organization. Secondly, work with the willing. This is something that is one of those things that's hard to do as a leader when you're signing people onto your team. You know, one of the things that I want is I literally want everyone on our team to succeed because I know we can. I have no doubt, not a shadow of doubt in my mind that all of our coaches on our team will be successful. But they also have to be disciplined enough to go in and work the business. It's just like with our challengers. I have challengers that come out of a 21-day fix challenge and they've lost like 10 pounds, inches. They're doing great. They've rocked it out. And then I have people that literally try to do a fade out on me on like day 8. They've fallen off track. They will text me saying, hey, I ate this whole cookie cake, or they fell off the wagon, or whatever the case may be, they don't get good results. And as a coach, you feel like, oh my God, how did I fail them? What did I do wrong? I suck as a coach. I should have done better. But at the end of the day, we give them the tools to succeed, but they have to make the choice to do what they need to do. I can't push play. I can't determine what they're eating every single day. I can help them be accountable. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours. And it's the same thing with building a team. You have to work with the willing, those people that are going out there, they're doing their daily trackers, they're filling out their power hour, they are hitting Success Club because that's a non-negotiable. They are doing what it takes. Work with those people. A lot of times I spend a lot of time really trying to pull people to be like, here, how can I help you? How can we hit Success Club? What can I do? You're doing so great. Come on, which was fabulous. But at the end of the day, people have to meet you halfway. And you as a coach are going to have to learn that, some people are going to get it and take this and run, and some people aren't, and that's okay. You give them, you set them up for success, and you do the best you can. And then finally, I think this one is the very, very, very biggest one ever, is to have a no matter what attitude. When I became a coach, I didn't really know what I was doing. I did a lot of failing forward, but I knew, okay, I'm doing this, and no matter what, I'm going to succeed. Has it been easy? No. Have there been times and days and months where I'm like, you know what, let's just go back to life as is? Absolutely. But I said, no matter what, my good days, my bad days, and everything in between, it's happening. I'm doing it. No matter what, I'm going to make it happen. And that really has to be your attitude, that there are going to be highs and lows in the business, but you have to go in from the beginning knowing that you're going to do it. The worst thing you can do is dip your toe in and say, well, I'm just going to give it a few months and see, because a few months isn't enough. You have to go all in for at least a year, doing those simple things that you need to be doing and allowing momentum to catch up with you. This is one of those businesses that, time works in your favor. The more time that goes by, you start building consistency, you start building trust, people believe in what you're doing, and you can do it. Okay, I think I was sort of on time. Yeah, look at me. Okay, what questions do we have? None. No?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, this might be slightly off topic. So I signed up my boyfriend as a coach, and I've already hit my Success Club goal for the month, and now I'm trying to sign up like new challengers under him to get him to hit Success Club. I was 1 month shy of getting like the summit goal of getting Success Club of the first 3 months. If I have his account hit Success Club for 3 months, do I still get his ticket? Like,
yeah, technically,
be able to go, or
I
like,
think you'll be able to transfer it into your name for sure.
Okay.
Where is he? Is he on your weak leg or your strong leg?
Weak leg.
Yeah, then absolutely. That's another thing that people should talk about. If you have your spouse on a weak leg, once you if your goal is to hit Success Club 5, some people at Success Club 10, doesn't matter, but really just hit Success Club 5 and then run it out of your spouse's business so that you can build volume and make more money. Again, didn't know that forever. The longest time, Jessica, we were like, well, we have to hit Success Club 10, or we have to, which is okay. Yeah, that's great and it's wonderful. But now I'm like run it out of your spouse's account so that you get that volume and you can maximize that team bonus cycle. Again, just little tricks of the trade. But yeah, I would definitely do that.
You can pick up you can make whoever that person is. Whoever that person is, you can build their rank too. So you can build them up just like you would build up your second business center. Whoever that spouse is, you can run the business with them and you can build them up in rank as you go. So when you hit emerald, then turn around, get your spouse to emerald. When you hit diamond, turn around, get your spouse to diamond. And that way you're making money.
Cool. Well, thank y'all.
Any other questions? You vacuuming?
Was that a vacuum?
I don't know. Good stuff. Nobody likes crummies.
Okay, so any other questions before we move on to some housekeeping items? Okay, so again, with placement, all that good stuff, you can always text me, call me, and I will get you hooked up, because I guarantee we've made problems, we've made mistakes, and we want to keep you from doing that in a way to maximize your income as well. Okay, Jessica, do you want to go over some of the housekeeping items for us?
Yeah, sure. So we have, first of all, we have Push a Diamond starting tomorrow. So if you need to be added to Push a Diamond and you're not already in there, make sure to get added tonight so that you are in there and you are ready to go. Most of you are probably already in there, but just in case you're not, that begins tomorrow. We also have on Wednesday, we have another vacuum. Okay, we have another vacuum. On Wednesday, we have a live event, so a live sneak peek to coaching. So if you didn't do the last one that we did, it's a live rolling event that we'll do through Facebook, and it'll be a group where people can join in. We'll do live feed posts, we'll do giveaways, we'll post videos in there. It's a great way to invite anybody that you think might be a good potential coach. Even if you think they just want to be a discount coach, invite them. The worst thing that could happen is they win a prize, and then if they see kind of what coaching is about from a different perspective, sometimes you're like, you know what, maybe I kind of want to do this as a real business. So invite absolutely anybody if they think that they have a hair of being interested in either the discount or actually running the business. We try to make it as short as possible. We'll give you the details on Team VIP, but just know it's on Wednesday. So on your social media, you want to be inviting, and then send personal messages. So once you put your little invite on social media that says, hey, you want to learn more about coaching, however you want to spin it, then you need to be sending out personal messages that say, did you see my invite about the sneak peek to coaching? I think that you'd be really awesome, whatever. If you need help with wording on either the invite or the messages, let us know and we will help you. Third thing, the Success Club trip for 2017. Registration for that is on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So depending on where you live, make sure you have the time right, because I had 9 a.m. in my calendar and it for sure would have been wrong. So it's 11 a.m. for Central Standard, but just make sure that your time is correct with your registration. So the Success Club trip, they have a trip every year that you can earn by hitting your Success Club each and every month. So your Success Club points turn into dollars. And if you hit Success Club 5 or 10, those dollars are doubled. So over 12 months, you have the opportunity to make $1,200, which is the cost of the trip. So you essentially get the trip for free. But when you register, you want to register right away at the 11 o'clock time slot or whenever your time slot is, because the trip sells out fast. I will tell you, Raquel, Laura, Genevieve, and myself, we all more than earned the trip for 2016, but because of when we started coaching, we were waitlisted, and I believe the trip is in March, and I believe I'm number 8,044 on the list. So not going to happen, even though I earned the trip. I'm so mad. So you know that you can make it happen, especially if you register yourself. You're going to be like, it's now happening. I will make that money. There's a $300 deposit you have to put down. That's the only thing you want to make sure that you know going in. And if we'll post in Team VIP as well the details, because there's 2 date selections and we want to make sure that we all choose the same date so we can all go together. But just know, mark it in your calendars, Tuesday, and look on Team VIP for the other details. And I think that's all the updates. Anybody else have one that I missed? Okay, good. Fab. All right, well,
have a fabulous week. Bye.
Change lives. Change lives.